Welcome to the first Walden City Council meeting of 2023. We just had our first work session. I want to welcome everyone today to our meeting and also welcome our new City Councilor, Pedro Gonzalez.
Thank you.
Who's joining us tonight in his very first term, his very first City Council meeting.
Thank you.
All right. So with that, we'll go ahead and start with the Pledge of Allegiance tonight, led by Councilor Reyes.
Right hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So our first item of business under announcements is a city council president election with Councilor Grimes being term limited out. We now have a vacancy for the Walton City Council's president. So how this works is I'll open the floor for nominations for people to throw out names of city councilors they would like to place on the ballot tonight. Then we'll go ahead and close the nomination process and we'll go through voting. We have pieces of paper in front of us with all of our names. So once we have candidates determined, not mine. Oh, good, thanks. Don't want two jobs here. We'll go ahead and fill these out, and then I believe Megan's going to pick them up, or Nicole.
Megan.
Megan's going to pick them, fold them up, sign it. We'll sign it, then fold it up, and hand it to Megan. So at this point, I'll go ahead and open the floor for nominations. Councilor Sacco.
I would like to nominate Counselor Valerie Pratt.
Their nominations. Councilor Reyes.
I'd like to nominate Councilor Bridget Brooks.
We have Councilor Brooks and Councilor Pratt. Any other nominations? Okay, seeing none, I'll go ahead and close that down and now go ahead on your ballot. And please mark one of those two individuals for city council president.
Andy.
I believe the manager
I will.
Lambos will read off the result, and as soon as someone gets the four, it's pretty much a wrap.
1 for Valerie Pratt. 1 for Valerie Pratt. 1 for Bridget Brooks. 1 for Valerie Pratt. 1 for Valerie Pratt. I'm going to go ahead and continue
Want to?
because we need to keep them for the record. 1 for Bridget Brooks. 1 for Valerie Pratt.
We're gonna get 5-2 for Council Pratt. Congratulations, Council Pratt. That brings us to public comment. So public comment is an opportunity for those, anyone interested in the audience or in the Zoom meeting who would like to address the council on an item that is not on tonight's agenda. This is the correct time. Please keep your comments to about 3 minutes. Is there anyone in the room or in the Zoom meeting that would like to submit any public comment? Seeing no one in the room. Okay, so we go ahead and move on. That brings us to our consent agenda. Consent items are those items considered routine. These items will adopted by one motion unless someone in the council would like one of them removed and heard separately later tonight. Tonight, the consent agenda consists of item number 1, consideration of approval of the work session and regular meeting minutes of December 12th, 2022. Item number 2, consideration of approval of a new liquor license application for Planet Express Shipping LLC. Item number 3, consideration of system development charge annual reports for fiscal year 2021-2022. Item number 4, consideration of resolution number 5663-23, canvassing results of the general election held in the city of Tualatin, Washington, and Clackamas counties, Oregon on November 8th, 2022. Item number 5, consideration of resolution number 5664-23, resolution authorizing solid waste and recycling rate adjustments for 2023. And finally, item number 6, consideration of resolution number 5665-23, authorizing the city manager to execute an intergovernmental agreement with Metro to contract services for houseless campsite cleanup. Are any of these items, does any council like one of these items removed from consent or later tonight? I have a motion.
I move to adopt the consent agenda as read.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to adopt the consent agenda as read. Any discussion on the motions? Seeing none, but since this is, we don't have to do this by a roll, we can do it in one vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. All right. Moving on to general business. We have consideration of recommendations from the council committee on advisory appointments. Council Pratt, Council Reyes, Council Brooks. Any?
Yep, well, we talked to people for the Budget Advisory Committee and the Library Advisory Committee. And as usual, they were all great. So, do you have the list up, Bridget?
I have the.
Okay, you want to read?
You have the. Okay, go ahead. I just want to say how wonderful it is to, and you can read the list. It is. Oh, no, go ahead, 'cause sometimes our names.
It's your last time reading
I
it.
don't have it up.
Oh,
You don't have
Come
it up,
read it here.
okay, great. You want to say something then? And
I will, I'll just say something. I just want to thank everybody that came out this is the thing. Every time that we have citizens come before us, there are more applicants for positions than positions we have oftentimes. And there are always very good applicants. We want to assign more people than we do. And so it was a challenging decision for a few of these this time, but we just are very, very grateful to everyone who serves on our committee and who volunteers in our community. And there's a lot of volunteer opportunities besides committee positions that people can volunteer for in the meantime until other positions open up. So just a big thank you to everyone that came out to apply. Always impressive with our community, and I really, really will miss being on the committee. Thanks.
I'm gonna read the names. I apologize in advance if the names are mispronounced. Elizabeth Mitchells, Brittany Valley, Alyssa Cohen, Joseph Tenu, Donnell Meyer, and a student for the library, Satvika Vadapu. And by the way, Donnell is also for the library. The other three were budget advisory committee members. Thank you.
So is everyone okay with those suggestions? Do I have a motion?
I move to accept the recommendations of the council on advisory appointments.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to accept the recommendations from the CCAA.
no, don't say that.
Committee on advisory appointments. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. All right. That brings us to council communications. We're carrying this forward from our work session where we didn't have enough time. This is where we discuss those items that we think are of interest to our fellow city councilors, and things that we're on as far as in terms of committees that we serve on for Tualatin, and also community events that we might be interested in. So Cindy Hillier will show Councilor Gonzalez how it's done.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. I don't have any committee reports. However, there is a program in our community called Dress to Dream, and it provides attire to high school students attending, in this case, winter formal. And we have volunteer opportunities to help set up, to work that day. But most importantly, I'd like high schoolers. We've hosted high schoolers from Sandy to Salem, hundreds of kids to come, and we have slacks and ties and suits and dresses and thousands of shoes. And so it'll be Friday from 4 to 7:30 at Rolling Hills Community Church. And again on Saturday from 9 to 4. So please look up TTSD's Dress to Dream. And please share. Thank you.
Council President Pratt.
Mhm.
And just so folks know, so the next meeting our seats are gonna shift.
Okay.
So the council president sits to my left. the whole shifting. So where you're sitting now might not be where you're sitting next.
Okay.
Council President Pratt.
Okay, well, they had I went to a special C4 mitigation projects workshop. And it was based, their recommendations based on their expected results of the NEPA, which is environmental study. Yeah, so for Tualatin, not to be a little frustrated here, their suggestion is to put 5-inch yellow reflective sheeting on the sign back plates, the trans or bike ped signs on either side of 5-5. That is their big improvement for us.
So that's gonna get cars up to.
Yes, so, and what the meeting ended up being was an exercise in frustration on everybody's part of, thank you for giving us, the opportunity to listen to us, but we're all frustrated because you haven't done a darn thing
Yeah.
to what we've done. So that was the gist of the meeting. And the only other thing I went to was the swearing in, which is very exciting to see everybody sworn in and our new counselor. And I wanted to thank the mayor for that regional mobility pricing letter to ODOT.
Yes.
That's it.
I didn't have any official meeting that I attended to the last couple of weeks, but I was born in last week, so.
Councilor Saka,
I did not have any official meetings.
Councilor Brooks.
Um,
Saving Octavio for last, so we see all right.
oh, I see.
I don't think he's gonna have a lot of meetings yet.
So I attended, this before Christmas, I attended the TTSD climate meeting, which was hosted by students, but attended by individuals from all different departments at the school, talking about how the student-led climate action is moving forward and ways to collaborate with that, which was really interesting. And they wrote a grant and got 2 electric buses and more charging stations than they asked for. So the students are leading it. I know them from their work with my organization, so I'm just really proud of them. I also hosted a live morning networking for the chamber over at the Heritage Center, and it was just a wonderful connected time and celebratory for the holiday. I also just want to give a shout out to the Pool Center and their trips. I went to the Nutcracker and they did a beautiful backstage not behind the scenes kind of information about the language, nonverbal language of the ballet, and I learned a lot and really had a nice time. Brian even joined me with that. And then I've been, as I've mentioned before, with the League of Oregon Cities starting the Women's Caucus, been meeting on their executive board. I invite all the women counselors to join the Women's Caucus if they're interested. And then the Tualatin Arts Advisory Committee, we went through our year's accomplishments and set some goals. Everyone on that committee is so proud of the work, especially around the mural that we've done, increases in funding that we were able to achieve, and the traffic box wrap. So I hope that people are really enjoying it. It's a lot of work that everyone puts in. And then we had a little Secret Santa, and I got an extra gift, which is a little bee, which will be up with me on the dais. I thought I had it with me, but I couldn't find it, so it'll be up here. But I just want to thank everybody for their hard work on that committee, and I'm excited to see what we do next. Thank you.
Councilor Gonzalez.
I attended January 5th with great adulation. That's all I got. Thank you.
Just a few meetings for me. On the 15th, the Metro Mayors Consortium met. And the big subject of discussion was the Oregon Mayors Association Homeless Task Force recommendations to state legislature. This is in an effort to respond to the houseless issue that's in all cities in the state of Oregon. They are going to ask for a bill to be submitted to the Oregon legislature and ideally passed that would allocate a minimum of $50,000 to each city in the state of Oregon to use as needed for those agencies that help support houselessness, homelessness, those things, those programs that we need in our community. So the minimum is 50,000. For those cities who don't need it, they can reallocate their money, and the mayor of Durham has already indicated that he'll probably split his funds between Tigard and Tualatin. We may have additional funds if this passes. Part of the deal is to get this passed through the legislature, and because I have a feeling they're going to be spending a lot of time on houselessness issues and homelessness issues and money issues at the state legislature, which they all were sworn in today, correct, I believe? At the meeting later on that day, Greater Portland Inc., Small Cities Consortium, the Clackamas County workforce folks were back with, it's always kind of a depressing presentation on the child care desert that exists not only in Clackamas County, but throughout the whole metro area, that there are only basically one child care slot available for every 5 kids in the metro area. So there's terrific competition for it. They're going to try to come up with ideas and solutions and suggestions to the legislature to take care of this. One of the issues, of course, is money. 2 is the ability to open these facilities. Sometimes it's very daunting due to permitting and regulations. And the third thing is getting folks to work there. It's not a well-regarded kind of job. It's not very well paid. So one of the things they were suggesting, we've got to elevate the status of those men and women who work in childcare facilities and treat them as they should be, almost that, they are a professional. You can't be asking folks to take care of numerous children for minimum wage. No one's going to do it. But we've got to figure a way out of this. There's rumor that the Washington County kids might be back with an ask about the special levy per county. We'll see if that gains any traction. And then, one of the solutions we're talking about is there should be something at the state. Daycare for all needs to be something we talk about, as Mayor Rosner mentions. I think it's the state of Florida has daycare for all. Why don't we? So
There's only 5 kids.
yeah. Then on the 19th, Washington County Chair meeting with the mayors. Chair Harrington went into not very specifics, but did confirm the crisis of budget at Washington County, did confirm they have a $20 to $25 million general fund hole to fill. And right now it's about a $60 million capital improvement plan fund to try to fill, with the 2 big items in that capital improvement plan being the courthouse and the jail, and how they're going to pay for that, and what cuts might be anticipated to fill that hole. The mayors are all concerned about library services, about MSTIP, and about cuts to the sheriff. But putting the chair, those public safety items, the libraries, ideally would be held, what do we call it, held harmless. And that, as far as MSTIP, which is the funding, that gets a lot of these roads done, they might have to revisit that and not reallocate the money, but extend the timeline of an MSTIP cycle. So we'll hear more. We probably won't hear the nitty-gritty details of the county's budget, I don't think, until April. But that will help inform our budget for Mr. Hudson to see what the counties might be doing. All right. Today we had the Washington County Coordinating Committee. I was named chair of the committee for the next 2 years. Mayor Fender from King City will be my vice chair. Region 1 Act, those are the 2 representatives in the ODOT Region 1. Mayor Lube and Mayor Wetzel from Forest Grove will be the representatives. Mayor Rosner from Sherwood fell on his sword and is going to take over MPAC because he's the only one who stepped forward to do it. And they had a presentation on high capacity transit today. It was a major discussion piece, went about 45 minutes to an hour on their tiers 1 through 4. How do we bring bus rapid transit and light rail to the metro region? What was discouraging for me is that the east-west connection between ourselves and Oregon City was considered a tier 3 priority. 99W was tier 4.
Really?
Yes. The connection picture, if you will, had Beaverton South. So Beaverton, Tiger, Walton, Wilsonville is a tier 3 corridor also.
So we're
Which-
ignored again, Emmett.
They were getting, so Mayor Rosner and I, Councilor Rosenthal, were all loud and clear about, this side of the county needs these kind of connections. I brought up, okay, that's nice, but what if tolling is implemented? That tier 3 corridor that goes east-west is gonna be a tier 1 corridor.
Mhm.
Because the only way they're gonna be able to address folks having an alternative for the tolling. And what was kind of weird, and I always had to remember, is that their maps ended at Wilsonville. Because it's smart, because it was like, how come the Boones Ferry Road, continuing from Boones Ferry Road down to Wilsonville, is not a BRT route? And I'm going, because smart's there.
Mhm.
So that's more to come there. They said none of this is, is final in concrete, but it was pretty well discussed today, and they got an earful. So, yeah, it was. We went over as usual at the Washington County Coordinating Committee meeting because we got lots of things to discuss, and it's just usually a fire hose there, information going in and out, and trying to get feedback back to either ODOT, Metro, or any of these other agencies that are looking forward to it. And that was it for me for the last few weeks. So anything else as far as council communications? I have a motion to adjourn. That's a lot of. All right. All in favor of adjournment, say aye. All those opposed? Thank you everyone for attending tonight.
Recording stopped.